TNC Predators turn to pick.
Be kind of guaranteeing the Queen of Pain as a core, but like we've said, they've already laid some of the groundwork for the Quap to be fine as a core here. And yeah, I don't know if there's any other carries that I'm really looking at as like this looks amazing this game, so seems totally reasonable to go for the Ursa.
5 seconds
If they so desire. Could have something else in mind. Just gonna go for the Shaker. Okay, so that does still kind of confirm the Quap over to a core role at this point. Likely just Shaker 4, Phoenix 5. Lots of team fight for them.
Lots of team fight. No Morphling though, so you're risking that. Ursa's still kind of alright here.
Yeah, it seems okay. I don't think you really... So we've seen the Spectre be annoying for the Shaker, but I don't think you really want to pick the Spectre into this TNC lineup, especially not against the Phoenix. It's kind of painful to play against Phoenix's spec.
I feel like it needs to be something that's capable of just staying in the lane and farming self-sufficiently, that they need to get as their carry for Execration, because Snapfire are probably going to be roaming a lot throughout the game, assuming that it is a tiny 4. I think he's a lot stronger as a 4, as that mid.
Yeah, I don't feel like he does enough when he's mid, right? There's not a substantial enough difference between like 4 and 2 for the tiny. So Lifestealer is the grab for Execration. I mean, sure, it's good at hitting egg, it's good against all of these stuns, but I feel like the hero in general right now is just kind of bad. So
like, what is the catch is my thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Most of these heroes are going to be able to get away. Shaker, sure, probably not, but you're going to have pretty good damn turnaround with the Phoenix and the Queen of Pain if you focus that.
Yeah, I really feel like they're going to need a good like Orchid timing on the Nature's Prophet this game, if at all possible. Maybe he needs to go mid just to secure that. It's going to give them that little bit of extra catch. Then they could still grab some more from the offlane. I don't know what form that would take on exactly. And for TNC, what are we thinking lifestealer counter wise? Are we looking at Razor here? There's a lot of nukes to try and play Razor. Might be a little bit hard.
This is still oak.
I'm totally down with Ursa. I think the Lone Druid could even be alright. The Lone Druid versus Lifestealer matchup seems to have kind of turned around a little bit compared to previous, but TNC just gonna go for a PA. Also a Battle Fury buyer in the right situation. Punish the Lifestealer a little bit for relatively low armor.
10 seconds
And for now,
remaining.
I mean, looking good. Also against the Nature's Prophet, just being able to get in and go toe-to-toe against him.
Yeah, so we're thinking, obviously it feels like, well, Queen of Pain not necessarily as a core just yet.
No, I mean, I guess it could be, what, Core Phoenix? And then...
Yep. Or Shaker.
Yeah, I guess it would kind of have to be Core Shaker, right? Because I don't think you want Quap Shaker as your 2 supports. That sounds a little feels bad. And Necrophos is the ban. TNC just gonna go for a Slardar. Alright, so they've got Slardar PA this game. Pretty nasty.
So that's basically confirms the order of...
Yes. Yeah, I think it's just Phoenix 5, Shaker 4, Slardar 3, Quap 2, PA 1, and Execration. What is the winning offlane / mid pick here? Do you just Abadoon? Is that the...
And just all in on their face.
I mean, I guess you run at them, you dispel the corrosive haze. You don't die to PA, hopefully, unless you get, unless it's later on and you just happen to get daggered and don't press R.
That's something out of left field. Arc Warden.
Well, you don't think the Abaddon is out of
Okay, it
out
is
of
a
left
little
field?
bit, yeah.
No, there's no way you can pick Arc Warden here. There are 3 different, there are like 4 different heroes that are just gonna get right on top of you.
Yeah.
No help will be forthcoming. Look, man, I'm telling you, you gotta put the Prophet mid, and you gotta pick the Abaddon, and you just gotta go. This is the future.
This is the new meta.
This is the technology. I'm giving it away for free here on this broadcast.
Hey, we'll take it.
All right, okay. That's yeah, okay. I mean, I can kind of see it against the physical damage.
Offlane Pugna.
It's kind of fast. I don't think you're going to be keeping anybody alive with the life drain this game, but maybe the Decrepify is going to be useful.
Yeah, it's going to be a little worrisome against Armel though, right? Like you Decrepify against the Gabby or KP initiation, but then Armel just books in and demolishes you with the extra damage that you're going to be putting out.
Yeah, I think if this game goes longer than like 25 minutes, the Execration might be in some trouble, because I do think that their lineup hits a little bit of a wall.
Yeah.
Eventually, where the TNC team fight just gets really scary.
You got what you wanted though with the Prophet going mid, so we'll see if that works out for him. And I really do like Yaha playing aggressively like he has been. And I mean, we saw in I forget who it was that picked it up with the memory draft. I think it was Neon, right? With the one game that they lost yesterday. It was Yopaj playing it.
Yeah.
And it felt like he was being that initiator into team fights, and he was shoving out waves with the Avatos combo, but eventually you could do that as a 4 anyway. You can create a ton of space doing that, and you don't really care once you get your combo off if you die. So yeah, it's much more viable as that 4.
But is it a good hero? 4 is better than 2, but is Tiny better than no Tiny? This is the true question that we need to ask ourselves.
Is it better to play with 5 heroes, including a Tiny, versus 4
Tiny
with no Tiny?
versus...
Let's shake things up.
If you could have Tiny or 5 melee creeps, which one would you choose?
Do the melee creeps respawn?
Yes, every 30 seconds.
It's like this Tiny when he's gonna... I don't know. I feel like Yaha can make it work. I was impressed with the quad play last time.
Yeah, look forward to it. We'll just have to see how this... I guess have to see how the Pugna does. I think that's going to be very pivotal. And Nature's Prophet getting... I can definitely see a situation where Prophet gets like fast Orchid this game, and he is able to wreak absolute havoc. Like there's really nobody on TNC that is going to be very happy with getting scouted and then getting TP Orchided.
They missed out on the Treant kill by about 1 second as well. A little bit tilting for Armel and March, but
it's fine.
Just throws out the Uha.
KP has skilled up the Slitherine Crush, so he really wants this. And Crush, and Grab, and Bounty Rune just fine. 2 Bounty Runes getting grabbed top, though, for Execration. They're not too unhappy.
She'll be right.
She'll be right.
Again, the Yikes comes out.
What's Tim's up to here? They're just trying to block hard. Maybe get a double Fissure. So opting to block their own wave instead of going for the block and bounce. So Execration realizing what's going on, also just blocking as hard as humanly possible to try and get the wave in a somewhat sane position, but it's very difficult to deal with 2 Fissure blocks on the creep wave, so still going to end up kind of exactly where TNC wants it.
That thick Mortimer booty can only do so much.
Tim's just running at RR here. Doesn't have a Fissure to secure this next range creep. KP just gonna go for it with the auto attack. What's happening mid? ML getting cleaked a little bit by Ben-Hur. Has skilled the Scream very early, actually. Scream at level 1. So it seems to be his preferred method of laning against the Nature's Prophet. I can kind of see it, to be honest. Like, I don't know if Dagger really matters against Prophet, because he's always just he's gonna go base if you ever get him low. So it's like, maybe just play for your own farm.
This top lane going a lot better this time around for BHM. I know it's early days, but getting some good
Still got a
grasp.
toss for Gabby, so he's actually just gonna go in aggressively. Yaha is in the middle of the creeps. March, open it out, looking like Tiny might be dead here. There is a toss. BHM can't do too much more. He does have the Decrepify Blast coming up, but March not going down. He's just diving through. The Fairy Fire's getting popped. Gabby able to sidestep. Decrepify about to run out. Does seem like Pugna's gonna survive, but it's a half-life. Yeah, it's a real cursed life for him currently. Well, at least the wave's pushing into him, so he's gonna get some experience that way.
We just overextending at the certain stage. Like if they wait until Yaha's level 2, then I think that's basically a guaranteed kill, right? The Avatos combo in combination with the Decrepify Nether Blast. There's not too much that either March or Gab against that.
And it's not like they got caught out by denies or anything. I think there's a grand total of 1 deny for it, you can see, though. Avatos combo. March not respecting the Tiny enough, and he will get a turnaround kill for himself.
He's getting the courier, too.
This is a lot of chain stun and damage onto Palos down here. They do have a salve on RR, so should be okay.
Certainly a much more active and strong lane that you've got here with BHM and Yaha. He's able to do. He's got the few charges of the magic wand, of course, really effective against Gabby and the Mango as well, so potentially some gotcha potential with the turnaround. Not expecting that he might have the mana to combo.
Gotta respect the Decrepify Avatos. It's a lot of damage for sure, and it is showing. It is showing up on Gabby's farm as well on 11 CS. Toss back onto March. Just gonna use the dive to get out of there, but that's now on cooldown for 35 seconds and. They are a little bit reliant on that for any kind of aggressive potential as well. Tim's with his boots. I hate playing position 5 against the Shaker with the boot start because his stats are kind of dumb as well. So you just can't fight him. He runs at you and he punches you and you have to run back to tower. It's no fun.
I'm liking the fact that they forced out that dive from the Phoenix, obviously not wanting to go down so soon after TPing back.
Palos, gotta be careful. They're looking for a bit of a turnaround of the KP. Tim's is coming in. He's got the Fissure at the ready. And doesn't even need to use it. KP's gonna be just fine. How's mid lane going up? Ben-Hur is again kind of getting owned CS-wise by Armel. It kind of happened in the previous game and seems to be happening again. 23-11 against the 16-5. That's a pretty big gap. Maybe some of these are treants, but
yeah, I think they are. The net worth isn't that different.
Yeah, okay, only 100 gaps, so not terrible. But the denies are pretty hefty. That's pretty nasty. It is going to be a really fast 6 for the Quap in comparison to the Nature's Prophet. What's going on with these bounty runes? They're bringing Gabby over as well. They really want to jumping straight onto Yaha, but got to be careful again of this combo potential. They do have the magic wand charges. Gabby's still holding it. They're looking for the turnaround now. Here comes another blast. One more tick will do it. BHM really wants this kill. Can he find it? Blink away. Still living. Another blast soon, but I don't know if that blast is going to do enough. Back. Pugna with the auto attacks, just trying to finish off March that way. Goes for the outpost for a second. Gabby gonna keep on fighting, and I think he's got this one. Stick charges, not gonna save him. And TNC, definitely the victors there. At mid lane, the TP comes in, and Ben-Hur able to stand his ground.
Deny?
There was no Sonic Wave, and yeah, even a deny on the Nature's Prophet. Did they not have? They did not have the. They didn't have the mana. Yeah, only 98 mana remaining for that. So.
What was this bot side about this? You want to make sure you can get at least a couple of those extra creep hits for a bit of extra farm for yourself. Expedite that blink dagger and.
Aura dead. Yaha coming down here now. Wrath of Nature. Ben-Hur just going to TP straight on top of KP, but he gets the stun off, and he's pretty speedy just heading into the trees. They are going to go for Tim's instead, and he will end up paying the price, as we also have Pugna dying at top. While the Tiny is away, Gabby and March will pressure, and Gabby going right back to farming. Does have the Battle Fury queued up currently, so no Deso Rush or anything in sight.
Ben-Hur just having to waddle his way back to mid, make sure he doesn't lose out on too many creeps. It should just be the one. Seeing armor back a little bit.
Takes a bit of damage on the tier 1, but not a ridiculous amount. Paulo's still just working towards his phase boots. KP's already got the full treads. And Yaha level 5. Making some rotations around, maybe looking for something at mid lane. They do have the Wrath of Nature in 30 seconds, but seems like he wants to head back top and keep the pressure going there. I don't think that wasn't a very successful rotation bottom, right? Like, they killed the Shaker. They also brought in the Nature's Prophet for that. Palos is getting chain stunned here. Rage, just gonna try and go for the creep. They bash that, and it's losing life quickly, so he's not really healing all that much. Can they keep it alive? Are gonna put his body on the line just to make sure that the Lifestealer is able to heal all the way back up to full. And Outpost does go quickly capped as lanes pushed forward. Yaha, Ret, go for Gabby. Wrath of Nature bouncing it. That's big damage with the Decrepify. I do not think that Gabby was expecting that. Could have maybe dodged it by popping the blur, but either way.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that hurts, yeah.
But that's exactly the thing that they need to be doing, right? They need to be going really aggressive. They're not at a net worth deficit right now. It's basically dead even. Armel, having bottled that haste, has the potential to rotate through at any time.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
The global presence of the Prophet is really nice, and they're already putting the Treants and the Blast to work to take out this tower. Paulo's getting gone on the bottom. Gabby making the rotation after his death. Tim's blocking him off with the Fissure. RR
got the stick.
Trying to save him, but this is a lot of damage. Just waiting to give it to Gabby if they can. Blink forward. They've also caught out the Snapfire. Rest in peace, RR.
A bit rash.
I think with what you were saying before about the previous rotation by the Tiny down to the bottom side of the map not being quite as effective, I could tell what they were trying to go for. Oh, Ben-Hur, a bit of trouble here. Should be able to get away. But the Snapfire had just died, so suddenly the 3v2 situation became 2v2, and they didn't want to just completely turn around their commitment to that bot rotation, especially once the haste had just been picked up.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad of an investment from Ben-Hur, right? He just TP'd straight in, so. But would have been very nice to get the Slardar instead of rotating 4 heroes bottom and only getting the Tims killed. But I like that they're being active. I like that they're being aggressive. They're the ones trying to dictate the pace of the game a little bit more. Ben-Hur wasn't really able to do that as much last game on the Ember. March is just taking over the farm at top to grab his levels. And TNC closing in on this bottom tier 1 tower, though RR trying to hold on to it for a little bit more.
He's just doing everything he can to delay it by that little bit, but he is just going to get pincered. Trying to play very safely to allow his team potentially to TP in and save him. As, they're kind of in two minds here on TNC. Do they want to protect the outpost? Do they want to go for the boundary runes? Or do they want to go for a kill on a position 5? So, reasonable positioning coming through from him.
They do manage to grab an outpost for Execration. So getting some experience. Yaha rotating down here. They do also have the Wrath of Nature bouncing around. But is it actually going to hit onto anything? It doesn't seem like it. Just kind of ends up being a farming Wrath. Also bring the Pugna down here now. So Execration very intent on keeping this tower advantage going. You know, they've created a little pocket of farm for Palos up here. So if they can just keep this going, it's really not the worst situation to be in, having cores farming across all 3 lanes.
Trying gonna have happen in this mid lane. Nothing too much. Tim's tried to make the rotate through, but the Fisher blocked him off on the wrong side, so wasn't really in a position to follow up with the Queen of Pain's spells. And now I feel like that Wrath of Nature previously was just trying to take advantage of that Arcane Rune, right? They knew that they could push the waves out a little bit. They can get their level 10 potentially a little bit sooner, and you know, a spike of an extra either damage or the Wrath of Nature base damage is going to be pretty impactful for Ben-Hur here, and also gives Tiny that little bit of extra time to get closer to the Blink Dagger, not opting to go for these smaller value items like the Windlace, just going all out for it.
And like we said, the Orchid is the most important timing, right, for Execration. It's really what I think enables a lot of the lineup and the way that they want to play. And you can look elsewhere and you can see that the Lifestealer is just going for an armlet. So Palos is also thinking along this fast kind of line. I think Execration really knowing that, hey, look, if this game goes too late and March gets a bunch of levels and Tim's gets his blink, the game's going to get pretty hard for us. So we really have to try and hammer down some kind of deso timing on this Lifestealer and just hope that we can end the game off of the strength of our push and our early game.
Yeah, Paulus is having a pretty decent time up here. You know, he's had 2 entire waves, which he's just been able to right-click down very easily. There's no risk of them TPing into a tier 1 tower because of the early aggression that came out from that Tiny Pugner combination. And speaking of the Pugner and the Tiny, you've got a Tiny position 4 who's about a level and a half ahead, and taking a fair amount of greedy farm himself, although it might be in a bit of a precarious position.
Oh no, Armel just walking straight up that hill. It wasn't blind. They did have a little bit of vision, but that is not the rotation you want from your Queen of Pain. I think Armel was just hoping to find somewhere to use a Sonic Wave, and finds a lot of rocks to the face instead.
Yeah, they used the Wrath of Nature to try and secure it, but it wasn't even needed. All the damage coming from the Snapfire and the Tiny was enough.
Pop, you know, not really accomplishing too much just yet, but also I really think that the storyline that we're looking at here is TNC not being under so much pressure to make plays. It's really kind of just don't give too much away, find the occasional gank here and there if you can, but in general, just relying on the strength of that late game and relying on the strength of their team fight. Armel can kind of take a little bit more of a backseat, though. Of course, dying like that, not going to be very happy.
Chem again playing very defensively underneath his tower, being careful not to be caught in the range of that corrosive haze. Just to have that little bit of mystery involved, like where exactly is he behind the towers? They don't have vision, they don't have things like a Beastmaster, and you need to commit a fair amount if you're going to try and kill someone underneath this tower.
And he does clear the waves really quickly with the maxed out Nether Blast now, and he's got the Fated Brooch to move around that a little bit faster. So yeah. He seems pretty happy with his lot in life. Here comes the Orchid on Ben-Hur. So really have to see for Execration, you know, this needs to be go time. We need to have support scouting, people just running around the map, whoever they find, get the Nature's Prophet to TP in on top of them, and go from there. RR almost able to break the blur here onto Gabby, who is just going to try and go for him. Slow down, little hop away. Lifestealer not interested in helping out, and he does pop the salve. Gonna look for the TP out. A couple of crits would be the end of him. He actually gets the bonus healing, but unfortunately, Tim's there with the Fisher to interrupt.
I actually
grabbing a kill.
Really like that play from RR. So I think it was essentially a guarantee that he was going to die, but you don't care at that point because that's not what you're waiting for. Pugner's very, very close, or he has his Voidstone picked up, so now he's got that Aether Lens. He's able to act as this field medic for his team. You had Tiny, who was about 200 gold away from picking up his Blink Dagger. Now he has it, and so all the attention was put onto the Dire side of the map, allowing them to get those early items. And now it's go time, although be a bit of a turnaround situation because both fours have their Blink Dagger.
Tim's got the blink as well. How's the Slardar Blink Dagger going? KP's still a couple hundred gold away from that. He has opted for a lot of little items here. The blast's already starting at mid. We have not seen this Orchid just yet, but I'm not sure if TNC have either, is the other thing. So do need to be a little careful on some of these heroes. Gabby, even though he still wants to farm, he wants to come and farm nearby his team, just to come and clean up this fight if an opportunity presents itself. And it does seem like TNC, with this blink, deciding to this fight. Maybe they dangle KP as a little bit of bait, and then they can force the fight after that. Here we go, jump in, Echo Slam onto 2, immediately Sonic Wave, the whole combo coming up, but Yaha turns it around with the Avatos combination. Armel dropping very low, he gets the blink away, and the bottle sip's gonna keep him alive. Almost a 2 for 2, but does end up just being a 2 for 1.
Well, both being revealed at the same time, but again, it's an Avatos, right? It's back up online. You're ready to use it again. You just used an Echo Slam, down for 2 minutes. Quap ulti, down for 100 seconds. If it's down for 80 seconds, they could just get right up again and go.
And I think they have to, right? They absolutely need to just go and do something. Either go and take the bottom tier 1, or exert some more control over the Dire jungle, or... I don't think they really had any Roshan potential, but I want this Orchid to be used. I want to see Ben-Hur making some kind of a play. All right, he's just... Yeah, he's going underneath the tower. Blink back from Armel, but they do not have the correct information, so...
That's fine. They tried the right play. That's the important thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely what needs to happen. So the glyph comes out, TNC, I think, giving up on their top tower, just going to go and pressure elsewhere. Gabby with the Battle Fury wants to get his farm on. Bottom lane KP has the blink, really wants to get this tier 1 tower if at all possible, and does seem like TNC setting up to kind of take over this Radiant side of the map a little bit more, though they have invested most of their observer vision onto the Dire side, so they're not going to have a covering ward or anything for bottom, and that is going to make it a little bit more difficult to play down here, though they do have quite elusive heroes in the Quap and the PA. So, yeah, just play down here.
So it's unfortunate to have to lose your tier 1 tower, but I think in exchange, getting a tier 2 is perfectly fine for Execration. Now they've got the opportunity to pick up some neutral items for themselves. A couple of them being discovered already, but they found someone out here.
Yeah, Avatos on the Tims, Wrath of Nature not bouncing over to him, so I think he's actually okay. March keeping him alive with the Sunray. Now Yaha in trouble, BHM doing his best with the life drain, but still going to be a kill. Supernova coming out, Ben-Hur trying to deal with it, but he gets pushed back by the Sonic Wave, and so does Palos. They do finally get those last few auto attacks. This Rage about to run out. Tims with the timing on the stun. He won't be able to get the blink out, but still Palos in some danger. Good Decrepify, stopping Gabby for a second, but still the Rampage for Armel. Well, he had a slow start, but that is definitely going to pick up the pace for him. 3.3k gold now banked.
It was looking really nice for him, and it comes the stage, right, where... Who was it that got caught out? Was it the Tiny, I think?
Well, like, Tiny jumped on Tims, right? But then Tims... Like, they spent all this time on Tiny and the Nature's Prophet just trying to kill Tims, and he didn't even die. And then, like, things just kind of got messy after that, right? The egg gets popped, they both have to commit, the Prophet dies without really accomplishing that much. It was kind of messy. I feel like Execration coming in one by one a little bit. Well, TNC now with the net worth lead, the experience lead, the win probabilities being on their side this entire time. Execration, tier 1 tower still stands bottom. All they can do is pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and get back to it. There's no time to wait.
Supernova, no Sonic Wave for at least the next 20 seconds. You've got the Echo Slam, though, so you need to be mindful of that, but they're going for the wraparound play right now. Where's the rest of your team, though? I think Palos needs to be here.
I guess he can infest the Prophet if that's the plan, but March seems like... March is a free kill. Oh, is he even? They start with the Decrepify, so he just gets the dive away, and now that they have any kind of interrupt, no. Armel is looking. Alright, they get the silence onto him. He's pretty tanky. The Blade Mail helping, and in comes KP. The damage is immense. They lose the Nature's Prophet immediately. Yaha jumps in, does get the Avatar's combination, so they make it a 1-for-1 with the mid laners getting traded away. KP, Guardian Sprint in 2 seconds. Does get stunned up by the Cookie, but everyone's here to help out. And Gabby wants to keep on going. This Tiny getting saved for a second. The Decrepify coming through. Another Avatar's combination. They're going to focus onto the Supernova. Palos deals with it quickly, and it seems like this fight's starting to go Execration's way as they bring in the rest of their numbers. Yaha looking for a little more, but Tims has already just TP'd away. Gonna go grab the one bounty that he's able to, and actually worked out well for Execration.
I'm on the Yaha train. He's his positioning in that fight was great. His rotation through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big reason why the Quap died. And as soon as the Avatos was up again, PA died. Even at the end there, he realized that the Echo Slam was still in the arsenal of TNC and made sure he was standing just to the right of the only opening that you have to run through to be in range to cast that Blink Dagger. So he was in range to potentially get the Avatos combo again to maybe pick up a third. Tim's wisely choosing to TP out anyway, but again, just the overall positioning is great from this position 4.
Just so important that they didn't let the Quap do anything that fight, right? Armel's got this Aghanim Scepter, he's got the Sonic Wave. So if he gets that off, I think it's a very different look, but nice that they were able to find that immediate jump. Still worrisome that, you know, this game continues to kind of drag and TNC continue to get stronger, but
Going in again.
yeah, they want it. Here comes the combo. Say goodbye to Gabby. March gonna go for the dive away, but he doesn't actually make it down to the low ground. Won't quite be brought down. The double bracer and the Wandy is pretty tanky.
And the cloak.
Yeah.
To have. Mango Tree on the top side. He's just gonna bust it with the toss. So no more vision now for TNC. This bottom side of the map.
I do like this Armel build in terms of, look, if they ever manage to actually start looking at your high ground, you just bomb every wave with Sonic Wave, right? There's kind of no questions asked. With getting popped, they really need this BKB on the PA so that this stops happening. The Decrepify Avatos is just one-shotting him every single time.
They're going for the smoke play here as well. Not quite level 12 on Tim's yet, so maybe gonna be lacking a little there, especially if Armel gets picked off early on again.
Alright, they do have the obs. They take the safe high ground, going over towards their outpost. They see two Echo Slam getting dropped. They have the chain stun onto this Lifestealer. He gets brought down immediately. Ara tries to turn with the little Shredder, but realizing that it's a little bit futile, there is level 12 on March now. And with that, TNC take the fight and quickly go and take the objective. And they might even be able to get Roshan now. This is a very fast Rosh with the Deso plus the Corrosive Haze, so why not?
I feel like Ben-Hur really needs to realize this. You know, he's farming. Yeah, that's exactly what he needs to do. Bottom side of the map, keep that pushed out so that, you know, got top lane pushing in with your trees. Granted, they're about to expire, but you need to get something in exchange for this.
Well, Gabby, his days of getting one shot by the Decrepify Avatos are soon to be over. He's got the Aegis now, and then that should get him pretty much all the way to the BKB nicely. So,
KP going in really aggressively, going for the blink stun blind onto Ben-Hur, maybe trying to pick him off, but he didn't really have too much in the form of help. I mean, Armel was nearby, but about a third of his mana.
Wait. I really want to Sonic Wave this. Back to heal.
40-second cooldown, it's fine.
Yeah, he really can just use this to push waves at this point. And
now it's level 3.
Yep, good stuff. What's our neutral item situation? Does everybody have a neutral item? Can I tilt Danog out of this game?
Snapfire didn't for a while, and it tilted me a little bit.
All right.
Really got the people's
All right.
Tower is under attack.
Don't worry, I'm
You're on
like it,
top of
eyes like a hawk, you know.
Do you just play with the scoreboard open and just show items and just look right down the center of your screen, see if all those spots are filled?
Vein just appears on my head.
Tim's, they've actually got a gem picked up now for TNC, so feeling like that's the answer to maintain the map control, keep everything dewarded, flapping the courier around to check all these high grounds, and probably keep the courier nearby as well, just to hopefully grab the gem if he does happen to die.
It's a kind of awkward time for Execration, right? Because everything about this TNC lineup now is stronger than them. Just got the BKB on the PA. You've got level 12 now on Tim's. His Echo Slam just came up off cooldown. You've got the Aegis, you've got Yags on the Quap, and you've got the Supernova available. But maybe they're going to be baited into a false sense of security saying, oh great, I've just picked up my BKB on Ben-Hur. We can make a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah. Do you think they need to just wait out the Aegis then? Is that
Radiant's middle
like,
tower is under attack.
is that feasible? That's another just under 3 minutes to go.
Oh man,
So.
they just got the MKB as well. I feel like they might be baited into a team fight shortly. This is the type of thing that you need to do with your less vital heroes on your team. You know, you've got buyback on this Tiny, you've got, well, very close to buyback on the Pugna. You can afford to die if it means forcing the Dire team back.
Yeah, they do get some good damage on this tier 3. It's already half HP. March just down here doing a little bit of digging.
Dire are scanning.
Looking for treasure. Alright, so Armel with the BKB, Gabby with the BKB. Are they just going to try and pop this Aegis here? Yaha's thinking about it, but don't have everybody else quite in position to go. Execration again. Want to take another look at top. Oh, they're sending Ben-Hur to hold bottom. Fortunately for him, there's nobody running at him just yet, but instead, KP, Tims, and Armel are going to head into their own jungle. RR going to be the target. Can he maybe get a cookie down into the river? I don't even know if that's going to matter. Armel with the auto attacks. Gabby connecting. They jump forward. They don't quite get the crush. BHM surviving with the help of the Glimmer Cape for a second, but now he's being found out. Tim's just waiting with the Shadow Amulet in case a fight breaks out here. Not really needed. Just a double kill for Armel. Execration getting pushed back once again.
Wastes more time though. I mean, they're not pushing at the exact same time. Gabby eventually gets it moving into Radiant's side of the map and looking to connect together with his team. But Ben-Hur doing the right thing, pushing down the bot side. You've got Armel's Illusions trying to stop the leading towards the top side of the map. Carlos needs to be careful about getting picked off. Doesn't have enough for buyback.
I mean, they buy time, but doesn't this game just get better and better for TNC the longer it goes on? Ben-Hur.
Oh, Ben-Hur.
Yeah, he's looking pretty dead. Even with the BKB, those crits, they hurt. And
That is
cleaning
not
them up.
the 10-second BKB that you need. That's sad.
So, oh, now PA has Basher. Well, good luck, Lifestealer.
They tried going for the combo onto the Quap as well, and, you know, conversely didn't have to pop the BKB, and even forcing out the Mortimer's Kisses in success. So, just these little victories go on the way of TNC and making it fall further and further out of Execration's grasp.
Top 2 on the net worth over on the TNC side. Certainly the strongest hero on the map currently. The Aegis is going to get reclaimed by Roshan.
You could tell KP was keen, but just the sound of that Aegis was enough for him to say, okay, maybe curb our enthusiasm a little bit.
They're trying to push top with the Pugnet and the Tiny. Maybe they can get the tier 3 or something. While this Execration positioning themselves somewhat aggressively to try and find a catch as TNC maybe go for the TP back, but be careful. He has been corrosive hazed up. Tims is going to be the one coming back to look to defend. He's shadow blading forward. Spots Yaha and now the Pugna as well. Got the Glimmer Cape. Oh, they walk together. Here comes the chain stun. They're laying down the Supernova. I think Pugna's just going to get burned down by that, and Tiny also kind of unable to escape. The Wrath of Nature does some good damage to Tims, but TNC cleaning up both of these kills, and they even try and engage at mid at the same time. But Paulos just gonna get daggered and brought down 1,300 damage. Gabby wants to keep on going, but are a little bit out of his reach.
Surely you got to buy back there and at least attempt something, right? You knew that there were 3 heroes that TP'd back to make that play happen, and suddenly you could have turned it into a 4v2.
Yeah, I think they have to try at the very least. There's just there's no winning by playing defensively here for Execration. Even if it feels like the wrong play, I think you just have to kind of force anything that you can, because I don't know what next item really changes anything. Like, sure, Lifestealer can get an AC, but PA is going to have an Abyssal, or Nature's Prophet can get a Halberd, but then Quap is going to have like a Shiva's, or someone's going to have another item somewhere. So
yeah, the only way of really clawing your way back into that game is stopping this PA with the Battle Fury from consistently progressing and farming faster than you can, and the only way to do that is by committing a, well, it was only a position 5 buyback, right, and potentially a kill on the pos 1 that's 6k ahead of you on net worth. It's a heavy committal, it has to be said.
Oh, okay, they're 5-man smoking now. What kind of vision do they have? Even with the gem picked up, they've still got a couple of wards around the place. KP's showing it mid for a second, so they're going to head over to the side and hope to find somebody in their own jungle.
Alright, they gotta try and find Tim's here. That's the play.
Okay. So they've scanned him a couple of times, but Tim's still just... Okay, they catch a glimpse of him now as they put the observer ward down. This should be an easy kill. See you later, Tim's. He's
don't know if that wrath of nature was necessary.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to make sure. They do have an Orb of Destruction on this Lifestealer. If they can just get the lockdown on the PA, maybe they can kill him. It's not going to be easy. He also has an Orb of Destruction waiting for himself back in the stash. So I think that's coming out in just a second. Yep, Orb of Destruction on its way. Fight at bottom, getting forced. Paulo's caught out. Can they keep him alive? Medic Pugna is trying. The Glimmer Cape as well, doing its best, but the best is not good enough. Nature's Prophet trying to escape. Looks like the Supernova is going to be saved as well. There's just too much damage coming from TNC. And
KP went for the deny on the egg as well at the end.
Yahat trying to get out of here, but all of his mobility is on cooldown. Amel gonna get the dagger. Ring around the Rosie. Tim's coming over with the lockdown. And it's gonna be a slow and painful death, but a death all the same. The Tiny.
There is nothing that can stop this man.
Guy.
Toss. I mean,
in a lot of space.
His TP is still on cooldown for 30 seconds though, so.
He just wants a blink, you know?
Okay, so Lifestealer dead for 20. Now a 17k lead for TNC. Gabby finds out the Pugna. He was not there for very long. We caught that whole kill on camera. You don't need a whole lot of video for that.
Who had just picked up the plate mail, it has to be said.
Oh, sure, yeah. Against
So,
the -3 armor corruption, Desolator, and Orb of Destruction. So what's that? 5, 11,
14.
14.
So plate mail is nullified.
Yeah, see you later, plate mail. And TNC with that, head into the pit, cleaning this up very quickly, even without...
Even Ben-Hur. He's trying to fight.
Yeah, standing his ground. A little bit of a sprout. Lifestealer coming forward. Crush comes out. Armel blinking forward. Pretty aggressively. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana, but still going to be able to kill up at her. Now turning his attention over towards RR. Quick illusion rune pop. Here comes the help from the rest of the team. Follow-up stuns from Tim's and the rest of the gang. Here to bail him out. TNC just going from fight to fight to fight to fight. 32 to 16 now, and looking like no hope left for Execration.
Has to be said, sometimes it's just not your day. Didn't get a single bash through onto that Queen of Pain either when he turned around and fought on the Palos Lifestealer. It just doesn't seem like Gaben has it.
Glimmer Cape helping for a second. Toss back. Tiny saying, get the
Hit
heck
the Nether
out.
Ward, please.
Yeah. Well. Run, Tiny, run. I think they're gonna let him go. Even though he's Crows of Haze, he's just running in the opposite direction from where the objectives are.
Yeah, he does.
They're still running at him. Tim's and Armel, despite having pretty much no mana. Armel's digging out the cheese from his backpack just so that they can get this kill. Steal his creep from him as well. Won't even let the man have a moment to breathe. We've seen this story before. Can he toss the clop away, maybe? No, just... Alright, toss. Avalanche. Well, almost dodged the Sonic Wave. Alright, buying back now. Maybe try and find a fight with this team. Lifestealer just losing half of his HP to one dagger. Another dagger is ready to go. Palos, if he gets bashed, he could just end up dying to the Abyssal Blade, but... Now that you're amped, you also don't want to be anywhere near this PA. The combo that was once a huge problem for Gabby, now no longer so much of an issue. There's that bash that we were looking for. Gabby jumps forward, capitalizing with the Abyssal Blade. Ben-Hur getting cookied inside of his fountain. Is that a safe place to be? March is here. They're trying with the Lil Shredder. He does finally get brought down. The dive continues. Gabby maybe a little bit too far here.
The suck.
Draining. The disarm helping out a lot. Paulo's armlet toggling to live. Gabby, life number 1. Tim's does have the blink echo slam, or is he just going to give him the blink out? What is the choice going to be here? All right, he gives him the blink target. Gabby, can he keep on fighting? He's lost half of his HP already. Another blink coming up. Tim's going to keep on running. Puts his life on the line. Perhaps he's got the blink echo slam ready. Jumps back in. Gabby can't get an auto attack off. And TNC getting punished for the fountain dive will lose everybody. Well, a couple of tips coming out. You know, take a second.
It's never over, Kev.
Dire's courier has been killed.
1% chance.
How much is the net worth actually going to move off of that? This is the prime example of how little, well, just with no comeback mechanics left, what do you actually get off of a 5-man wipe?
To be fair, how many buybacks did they use? 2?
Yeah, just
buybacks.
maybe.
No, 4. Oh no, but Palace was a bit sooner.
Yeah. But that is true. They did use a bunch of buybacks. They're marching down the mid lane here. Try and maybe force out a buyback of their own.
Damage, nice.
They do have the quickening charm on the Pugna. This is it's pretty good building damage.
Lifestealer picked up 4 levels from that team fight, by the way.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Glyph coming through. March trying to hold. Here comes RR. Yaha also
Yaha's he needs to get up there quick fast.
I mean, the PA doesn't have a buyback. Dead for 30 seconds guaranteed, so this is going to be a lane of racks for Execration. That never say die attitude is working out for them. They brought the net worth lead back a little bit. Probability still not very impressed, but
yeah. And now by the time that Yaha's here, they've all backed. It's like, oh okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
Guys, is there a push? Hello? Anyone?
Is he going on this outpost? Yeah, just for a little bit of map control. They've got the 37-minute neutral items, so potentially some game-winning things coming through. A Prince's Knife, not too bad, coming through for the Nature's Prophet.
Very true, very true. Do we have nothing just yet? Well, actually, we've got the Spell Prism for TNC. All right.
Level 25 nice. As well.
Yep, very nice. 32-second Sonic Wave.
Very nice.
Ben-Hur. He escapes, very nice. Almost got caught out there.
Hold up. Let me have a look at this.
What are we examining?
Also going into an Octarine on the Queen of Pain. About 1,200 gold away, so...
Very nice.
Bring it down to like, what, 25-second Sonic Wave?
Let's see if we can grab a few more items off of the ancient anything with the Shaka.
Not bad for Slaughter. Probably doesn't give him enough mana to do anything though. The KP, he's got enough for his Ags, but Korea's dead for the next minute, so he's not going to have it for this fight.
TNC just straight smoking, trying to catch somebody outside of the base, or even just inside of their own base. The Radiant Scan does reveal this. Is that going to matter? They're trying to use the Tiny as the vehicle to get the Lifestealer back inside. Nice Force Staff buys him a little bit more space. His life is gone, and now they also catch a stun onto Palos, laying down the Mortimer's Kisses. Aura trying to do his best, but Gabby just cleaving through everything.
Oh, no.
Sonic Wave to bring down 2 more. Do we have another Fountain Dive on our hands? Gabby's thinking about it, but he wants someone to tank. Are they going to put the Supernova in the way again, or have TNC learned their lesson and just going to try and close this one out? Backdoor protection is actually still enabled.
You got Tim's here on the top side, though. He's going to push it.
Silence on the clock. Does get hexed up as well by the Princess Knife. March can keep him alive with the heals. Big damage. Ben-Hur surviving for a second. Lifestealer now the focus of all the attention. Supernova coming out. He tried. There's that second Sonic Wave. Here's a pause as Pugna disconnects, and the GG does come out.
Oh, and the value tips coming through as well. So, as expected, I was impressed with how they took out that early game, but it does show the difference in skill level potentially, right? Like with the early aggression was coming out from the likes of Neon, TNC, Fnatic. When you go this Nature's Prophet, especially in the mid lane, by that 20-minute mark, you're expecting to have a really strong lead, and it was essentially just keeping pace with, or perhaps a slight lead going in the favor of Execration, not quite taking advantage of the space and the play style that they needed, and see rightly punishing him for it.